East Palestine, Ohio has seen a train derailment. It's led to hazardous waste for miles around that area. And there is a possible solution that could help with these kinds of things. So with me is the CEO of OriginClear, Riggs Eckelberry, to talk about this situation. I mean, it's just so in the news now. How would what your company do prevent or perhaps change the situation that we're seeing in Ohio?
Well, Jane, it's a pleasure being on board again. And I wanted to say that East Palestine is an illustration of how fragile our lives are with respect to water. Water, we can't go 3-4 days without water. So anytime it could happen, it happened to East Palestine, but frankly, it could happen anywhere. So the problem really is that our infrastructure in America is $1 trillion behind in accumulated deficit since 1961. We just haven't kept up. As a result, it gets more and more overburdened, and it's not the city's fault, they're just underfunded. The solution, we believe, is to radically decentralize water treatment so the businesses that generate all that dirty water treat their own dirty water, and it's a good thing for them too.
Yeah. So basically what OriginClear offers is a way for an affordable way for small businesses, farms, things like that to treat and recycle their own water, so that relieves some burden off the municipalities, right?
Exactly.
And helps with some of these, situations. And you mentioned the debt. I mean, we're seeing so much government debt right now that, a lot of cities can't pay for what it takes to upgrade these systems.
Well, let's even imagine that someone would write $1 trillion check for water, which they're not going to. How do you do it? Who wants a sewage plant next to their home?
Okay.
It's the giant sewage plant era is gone. Now it's going to be small is beautiful. And the key is to downsize the big sewage systems. You see them on the Hudson River, right? Giant sewage systems.
Yeah.
Well, you got to downsize them. And we have breakthrough patented technology for doing that. We call it modular water systems. It's part of the OriginClear suite. And we literally call them water systems in a box. So you're a brewer, you got a lot of water needs. You make beer, you don't worry about wastewater. So one of those things goes in the corner, takes care of it. And our new initiative, Water on Demand, enables them to do it without paying money up front. They just pay by the gallon like they used to with the city. We take over from the city.
Yeah. So say I'm a small business and I want to use your services. How do I even start? Where does the water come from? How does the whole thing begin?
Okay, there's 3 phases to water. The first is the incoming water. Generally, it comes from the city. You're not going to dig a well usually, right? Secondly is the treatment of the water you just made dirty. And third is recycling it for irrigation, to wash down your equipment, whatever it is, right? Maybe even make beer with, I don't know.
Okay.
So all that's good. Well, this is all good because we have these legendary droughts and we're not reusing the water. You know, Israel recycles almost 90% of its water.
Okay.
America, 1%. Now, why? Because just like our energy grid, we have an old infrastructure. So it only thinks one thing: treat and throw away, treat and throw away. A disposable economy. We need to start thinking very sustainably. Now, for investors, it's a huge opportunity. Why? Because anytime a monopoly breaks up, look at what happened to AT&T. Generated, MCI, the baby bells, even the internet today, all came from that one breakup. So you have a vast explosion of opportunity, and we believe that's going on right now in water today. OriginClear is leading the pack, and we have our modular water systems, which are the downsized systems, and Water on Demand, which is this great way of financing it for people so they pay by the gallon instead of the $1 million up front.
Got it. So, and I'm hearing recycling is a big part of what you're offering.
100%.
So it's the same water. It's just being recycled and treated, and we're using it over and over again at these businesses, right?
And this is why the businesses like it, because they don't have to pay again for that water, right? They get more than one turn out of it, and they get a nice predictable service contract, fully managed. They don't have to worry a bit about it. And everything's going to services, right? Why not water? We're thinking like, oh, now you got to get a water expert and you got to spend a bunch of money. No, just sign a contract and we'll take care of it for you. So, in fact, Water on Demand is so powerful that we are planning to let everyday investors, unaccredited investors, because I think it's a scandal that only the 1% I hate that.
I know, I've always hated that too.
Oh my God.
I understand the
Up to a
philosophy
point,
behind
why?
it, but right now.
Well, widows and orphans is a good reason, but the innovation of these unaccredited, it's called Regulation A, is fantastic. There's so much more power in having an army of investors instead of a few, deep pockets, because it creates, just like a political campaign does better with a lot of small donations, right? It's a similar thing. So water on demand is going to be opening up for, shares in this amazing new water as a service. I expect pretty soon, and certainly I hope by the time we talk again.
Yeah. Well, and decentralization is a big kind of theme with your company. Decentralization of water.
Literally extreme decentralization, because the only way we can scale up is by doing it locally, not centrally. Look at India, for example. They have no infrastructure whatsoever. What are they going to do? They're not going to spend trillions. Not going to happen. Okay, but how about on-site water treatment for homes, housing developments, for businesses, agriculture? And now it's manageable. You can scale up.
Yeah, so this could be international as well. So now, we've talked last time about how notoriously difficult it is to invest in water and water companies. How can somebody find out more about OriginClear?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
We are a penny stock. We've been a penny stock for a long time. OCLN is a ticker, OCLN. And what I have been doing is, with my team, we've been turning this into the water industry's first incubator. The water industry doesn't do incubators. I came from high tech. They sort of, you build a company and you sell it to the big guy. That's, well, the industry needs incubators for all that technology. That's OriginClear. And so the companies we're launching, including this water on demand, are, super interesting. So yes, you can invest in OriginClear, the parent, and get a piece of that launch pad. And now you'll be able to invest in water on demand with that new unaccredited thing, which will come along soon. The key is to go to OriginClear.com, green button, invest now, and we'd love to have
They can take a look read everything.
Oh, it's all there.
Okay, thanks so much, Riggs. I look forward to our next interview, and you can update us on this.
I can't wait.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.